Yes, we messed up. We decided to have the Muppet Show playing in the background tonight.
No, I think you mean we're messed up, not we messed up. We planned that.
Yeah, we did plan the Muppet Show in
So
the
we're
background.
messed up.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. The Muppets are great. We talked about the Muppets last week.
Absolutely. Hello, Whovians.
Yes, hello everyone.
We are the Bost-Whovians. We're here.
Yes, we are. It is 6:30 right now. No, 6 o'clock. I'm sorry. We're doing 6 o'clock tonight, right?
I think it's 6.
6 o'clock on June the 29th, 2013. Yeah. And we're here for another evening of Doctor Who Saturday.
Anything in the Whoniverse that might get you going.
Yeah, I love going.
So do I.
All right, then.
Yeah. Are you going now?
Going where? So tonight we're talking about...
Wow.
We're continuing our discussion of each episode from the beginning, because we started off the show that way, didn't we?
Yeah, that's how we started.
Yeah,
we changed it to the current stuff, which
right.
I think worked really well. Talking about the current stuff, it's really good. There's a lot more clips to pull from the internet from that.
Yeah,
from the new stuff, because
definitely a lot
more people are into the show now
yep.
than in 2005 when it came along.
Oh, definitely.
So clips are just everywhere. Whatever affected you, whatever really got you going for each episode, you can find anything. Which means some of these episodes that we're talking about now, like tonight, Dalek.
Yes.
It is kind of hard to find some clips.
Yeah, well, but thankfully we have YouTube, which is such a wonderful asset to our show, because we have found somebody has decided to take numerous episodes of Doctor Who and put it online, and we can take advantage of it. We just have to painstakingly go through it, find it, and find the clips we want so we can air for you guys.
And I'm all for taking advantage of the internet.
Whatever's free, I want.
Well, that's right.
To the most part.
Well, yeah, there's some bad things that are free.
There's a lot of bad stuff that's free.
So this week's episode was Dalek.
Yes.
From season 1, episode 6. Introduces an old enemy of the Doctor.
Yeah.
And it's a great episode. Start off in a museum. I mean, that's a great way to start a Doctor Who episode, because the Doctor's talked about museums many times. He likes to go in and try and find errors.
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't happen that way. Well, it wasn't quite like that. And, it's River contacts him through museums all the time.
Exactly.
Because she knows he's going to go to museums.
Yeah, she... Hasn't she made a comment that she's always afraid she's going to find him on display at a museum? Or was that somebody else? Or maybe that was a different museum. That might have been a different movie, because I think in one of the Indiana Jones movies, Indiana Jones was told, you should be in a museum.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the reference you're talking about.
Well, I don't think anybody knows the references I talk about.
Most people don't get your references, Lucas. By the way, did we introduce ourselves?
No.
I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Lucas.
All right.
So now you know who we are.
Yeah, so get it straight.
Yeah, exactly. So again, we're talking about Dalek, which is it's a great episode because of the fact that, again, like you mentioned, Jimmy, we're introduced again to an old enemy of the Doctor. The enemy, this enemy goes back to the show's origin. In one of the very first episodes ever aired on television.
It's right. It's the second set of episodes.
Right.
But in the first episode, you didn't really have any enemies. They were just like Aztecs or something like that. No, they weren't. They were.
That was later on in the season.
Cavemen or.
That's right. It was cavemen.
Something.
Right. It was cavemen.
I thought they were Aztecs. No, the Aztecs were later. Yeah. All right. See, I'm mixing up my classic Who. But anyway, the first real enemy was the Daleks, and so now we're getting back into the Daleks, and the Doctor doesn't know that it's a Dalek in this room. He comes across this museum. It's an alien museum. And this guy, Van Staten, is collecting any type of alien memorabilia he can find.
And he's got quite a few. He's got a member of the planet Raxacorica
Absolutely, which Rose calls a Slathene,
yes,
which we don't know whether it was a member of that family, but fine. We can let that slide.
If you choose to. Then there's an old head of a Cyberman.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that according to different rumors on the
I read
internet,
somewhere something that there was an alien egg or something from Alien.
Okay.
Aliens.
All right.
That series.
I didn't see that.
So I mean that's cool because we're sci-fi freaks and geeks and nerds. So
I don't know.
I don't mind if they intermingle.
No, there you go.
Throw in whatever they want.
Right. There's lots of intermingling with all sorts of sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, have more Star Wars in there.
Exactly.
I can deal with that.
And there's a ton of Star
I don't
Wars
mind seeing
crossover with the
R2D2
show.
in there. That wouldn't have bothered me.
I
I wouldn't have mind seeing a Jawa.
I think I would have preferred just seeing C-3PO. Because, I mean, C-3PO, yeah, he's
At least you
essential
can
to
understand
Star
him.
Wars, but, you know, he's kind of irritating sometimes.
Kind of irritating?
I'm trying to be nice.
He's very irritating.
I'm trying to be nice.
That's why he's the Sheldon of the Big Bang Theory.
He's Sheldon, he is C-3PO.
Which Sheldon finds as a
great.
compliment.
Yeah, he did.
Which just shows you what he's like. So, but that's fine. So the Doctor gets thrown into this room. They've been trying to get this creature to talk.
Yeah, they don't even
and
know
they
what
call
is.
it Metaltron, which kind of sounds like a Transformers reference to me.
It does.
It's very close to Megatron.
Yeah, I didn't even catch that, but you're true. You're
so,
right.
Anyway, so he gets thrown in this room. What happens while he's there? This is a 3.5 minute clip, but very well worth every second. Fantastic clip.
Yep, let's listen in.
Look, I'm sorry about this. Mr. Van Staten might think he's clever, but never mind him. I've come to help. I'm the Doctor. Impossible.
Sir, it's gonna kill us.
It's not working. Fantastic! Oh, fantastic! Powerless. Look at you. The great space dustbin. How does it feel? What for? What are you going to do to me? If you can't kill, then what are you good for, Dalek? What's the point of you? You're nothing. What the hell are you here for? I am waiting for orders. What does that mean?
I am a soldier. I was bred to receive orders.
Well, you're never going to get any. Not ever.
I demand orders.
They're never going to come. Your race is dead. You all burn, all of you. 10 million ships on fire. The entire Dalek race wiped out in 1 second.
You lie.
I watched it happen. I made it happen.
You destroyed us.
That's where it changes.
I had no choice.
And what of the Time Lords?
Dead. They burnt with you. The end of the last great time war. Everyone lost.
And the coward survived.
Oh, and I caught your little signal. Help me, poor little thing. But there's no one else coming because there's no one else left.
I am alone in the universe.
Yep.
So are you. We are the same.
We're not the same, I'm not. No, wait. Maybe we are. You're right, yeah, okay. You've got a point. Because I know what to do. I know what should happen. I know what you deserve. Exterminate. Why should I? You
Okay, we can go ahead and stop here.
Right. It's about done. That's a great scene. It's one of the great things about Eccleston. There's such a wide range of feelings that he goes through in this. He's scared, he's happy, he's sad, he's angry, he's almost delirious at a point. There's just, he goes through everything with this enemy because he has such a long-standing history with them.
Right, exactly.
Then there's the time war that has happened somewhere between 9,
Yep.
who we're talking about right now, and 8. It's unaired. We don't know exactly what happened. So the Dalek is saying, "Oh, so you were there? You caused it? That's right, I did it."
Yes. He
And
said,
then he
"I
has
made
that
it
change of heart.
happen."
Right. He's like, "Oh." And then he goes back to, "Well, I didn't have a choice." Which is kind of like from The Name of the Doctor.
Right. It's
When
exactly.
John Hurt is introduced, he says, "What I did."
I did for peace.
Right. He did for peace. He did for sanity. He didn't do it because that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
He did it
exactly.
because it's what he had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And as Matt Smith points out, that you didn't do it in the name of the Doctor, because that's not what the Doctor is about. And you can really see the difference in what Eccleston was, who he was coming from. Whether this is a former regeneration, is that where John Hurt's going to fit in? I don't know.
We don't even know. We don't know.
Or is this going to be something else? But whether it is or not, the Time War happened before Eccleston. And you can see how much it's affected him. He says, "I," and then it's almost like he turns back and, well, not me. I don't even want to
that's
admit
right.
that it's me. And that's where I just think it's fantastic writing by Moffat to be able to come back and pull this, because they knew what they were building on, and then he takes it this direction, or what I perceive is this direction. It's fantastic.
This
It's absolutely fantastic, and this scene just did it for me.
it really was intense. Seeing that interaction, and that's why we played the whole 3.5 minutes, because usually we just play a few seconds, but seeing that intensity, seeing him go from anger to sorrow, and to see a little bit almost of regret on his face because of what he did, and then right back into rage because of how the Dalek
Rage
spoke
and
to him.
revenge. I mean, then he says exterminate and starts torturing the Dalek, trying to kill
Exactly.
it. So, I mean, it's just, this is not the Doctor as we've come to know him over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And through this episode, we get to see how Rose sees the Dalek.
Yeah,
how
that's true.
Rose
Right.
sees the Doctor. And that's one of the great things about this. Is it all right to go to that clip now?
Yeah, we can go right to
Okay,
this clip.
go to that one, because now here, we're jumping towards the end of the episode, but now the Doctor is ready to destroy this Dalek that has now mutated with Rose. Rose touched it, it regenerated, it was dying, and so now it's mutated into some non-Dalek, non-Rose. It sort of has some kind of emotions, but it's still Dalek, but not really. It's a great
very
scene.
wibbly wobbly.
I know.
All right, so listen to this one.
Rose, get out of the way now!
No, because I won't let you do this.
That thing killed hundreds of people.
It's not the one pointing the gun at me.
I've got to do this. I've got to end it. The Daleks destroyed my home, my people. I've got nothing left.
Look at it.
What's it doing?
It's the sunlight, that's all it wants.
But it can't.
It couldn't kill Van Staten. It couldn't kill me. It's changing. What about you, Doctor? What the hell are you changing into?
I couldn't. I wasn't. Oh, Rose. They're all dead.
Why do we survive?
I don't know.
I am the last of the Daleks.
I think it's good to stop here.
Yeah. Wow. That is just.
There's surprising amount of intensity in this episode, because when I was first introduced to the show, first episode I saw with most people eyes, Blink, and then I started from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, to me, it does start out slow, but this episode really had an impact on me.
Well, and this was one of the things because the Daleks, even over the years, the Dalek is a Dalek. I mean, you don't need a bunch of CGI to really show what a Dalek is. And
A pepper pot.
yeah, which they call it in this episode. But there's some great things that the Daleks are able to do. You don't have to have that CGI. It's just a robot. In the first appearance, I don't think they ever really show the inside of it. They talk about it. They talk about removing it from it because remember,
Well,
what's his face? Ian? Was that his? Wait, is
Right.
that the actor's name or is that the?
I can't remember.
Oh
But-
man, I
but
can't remember. I haven't
if-
watched Classic Who in a while.
Well,
I'm
if you-
sorry, folks.
Well, if you watch the Doctor Who Confidential on this particular episode, they actually show that clip, and I don't
Oh,
remember
okay.
seeing it, but I watched the episode involving the first encounter with the Daleks, and they showed, like, after they actually pulled it out, it was wrapped up in a blanket, and they set the Dalek down, you actually see its hand kind of come out
Right,
from underneath
right,
the blanket.
but very little.
You don't see a whole lot. They really keep it very quiet.
Right here, every time they zoom in on it, they show that little drip from some kind of goo or
Yeah, it's really
it's
gross.
like some nasty sneeze or something. I don't know.
It's like the Great Green Arcle Seizure from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That
Yeah, it's
know,
just I don't know. It's a
coming with
creepy
a
little
great white
thing.
handkerchief.
It's a weird little pink squid brain like thing, like the Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles that are just in a robot form,
That's
and
funny.
it can do stuff. It's weird. It's fine, but it allows, unlike the last episode where the CGI didn't always match up.
Yeah.
It was CGI
right.
and then it was people in suits, and it didn't really get there because, like you mentioned last week, they didn't know whether this show was going to take off again.
No, they really
So
didn't.
they can't do what they're doing with it today when it has much of a bigger following. But this story, that clip, that you really see the Doctor has changed. By this point, he wants to kill the Dalek because he blames the Dalek for what has happened. He is shifting the blame. That's exactly what he's doing. He owned up to it earlier in the show and said he did it. It was because of him.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
now he doesn't want to live with that. That's the agony. That's the torture that is Eccleston. That is the Ninth Doctor. And he doesn't want to live up to it, so he'd rather take it out on the Daleks.
Got to take it out on somebody.
And Rose stops him.
That's
He
the-
says,
and that's
no,
the
no,
need for
I
a-
have to kill this thing because it's right. And she says, you're the one pointing the gun. It's not killing. It didn't kill Van Staten. It didn't kill me. You're the one with the gun. Who's wanting to do the killing right now?
Interesting. Thus,
So,
the need for
ooh.
here comes a companion. I
You
actually
have
said
to
it.
have a panion.
I
You have
actually
to have
said
a
it.
panion. Go to a town called Mercy.
Yeah.
When he had been for a while without a panion, and that's what Amy brought up. You know, he's now calling to justice, saying people have to answer for their crimes. Why? Because it touches him so deeply. He knows that some higher power, better power than him, has to make him answer for what he did.
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
trying to punish himself by punishing others.
I don't like punishment.
He does.
Evidently, he's a
He
glutton
wants it for himself. He wants to be held accountable, but he can't come to grips with it. He's trying to make a difference, but he can't even face it. And that's it's one of the great things of what made Eccleston Eccleston. And once he got past that, once he got through falling in love with Rose and becoming in love with Rose, it made the way for Tennant.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
You know, so it was just, it's a very well written show, and the way they handle it and each thing in there. It's just, I thought it was fantastic. I love this episode, and you see him kind of almost flip-flopping, like a bit of a politician here. You know, it's my fault, it's their fault, and I don't know.
Well, I mean, that does go back to the rule number one. I mean, and that is very true of politicians. The doctor lies.
Yeah. Well, so do humans. I mean, if you know
Especially
it's your fault
politicians.
but you think you did it because because you had no choice, you begin to rationalize.
Yeah, and try to make it some excuse, and then
Time Lords
try
are
to throw
no
the blame,
different.
and try to throw the blame on somebody else.
Yep. And
Oh.
so he takes it out on the Daleks, and that's one thing you continue to see through the history that he has with the Daleks. He's always set to destroy the Daleks since 2005.
Yes.
It's like, that's it. No, there's no reasoning with them. They need to die. Even this one, who's a mutated Dalek, it has some semblance of emotions. It doesn't want to kill. He turns that against it to make it kill itself. Take the Dalek side, use the emotion side that it gets from Rose, play it against the Dalek side that has to kill everything that has that,
So
anything that's different. And so the Dalek kills itself, but it kills this new mutation because it's not even Dalek anymore.
So a little bit of reverse psychology.
Pretty much.
Oh, interesting.
But it's
Boy,
still kind of cruel.
Well,
I mean, what would this creature have become?
Especially having that connection, and that's not the first time that's happened. Because there's been other times throughout the series where there's been perfect example. I think is in the episodes of the Pandora Opens and the Big Bang, where basically the Nestine consciousness comes down, and they basically create an entire, basically almost like an alternate reality with Amy's life. They've looked into her history and they find all these different pieces and people that have been there and create them out of plastic. And the doctor says, look, they created all this from her memories and they got a little bit more than they bargained for.
Yeah.
And that ended up being the Roman Rory.
Absolutely.
Such a good, I mean, that's what makes this show, in my opinion, so far above anything else on television, because the story writing is so in depth and so touching to the emotions.
Well, to me, it's a goodness of the writers to be true to the writers before them.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a problem with too many episodes of other shows. When the writer changed, they pretty much want to go, screw what that other guy said, I'm doing my thing. And they change things. They change too much stuff. And you can see a marked difference between Russell Davies and Stephen Moffat.
That's a big difference.
There's a big difference. But I don't know so much about Davies, whether he was a fan of the show. But from watching all the commentary about Moffat, he's a fan of the show.
He loves the show.
He's a fan of everything Doctor Who. And
Me
he
too.
wants to stay true to that. And so if that means acknowledging that this storyline that's already been written took place, then it took place. I mean, you can't write it out of existence. Well, sometimes you can.
I don't like things.
The
being-
Doctor rewrites a day in the Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. There's all sorts of times where you rewrite it because you have time travel. But it's not like he redid everything and totally abolished everything that Russell Davies did with the show.
But he breaks his own rules, the Doctor does. He basically says there are some things that are fixed points in time and other things can't be changed. And he's constantly making efforts to change things that he wants to do.
I think it comes to this episode. It's that the Doctor does what the Doctor wants to do.
Exactly.
Tennant, when Tennant was leaving the show, people talked about him becoming too arrogant, too powerful, doing whatever he wants. That's the same thing the Doctor's been always doing.
Exactly.
Go back to Hartnell. He did whatever he wanted. He was willing to snap some dude's neck until Ian Chesterton was like, you can't do that. And he's like, oh, okay. All right, fine. I won't snap people's necks anymore. Like, he's kind of easygoing. He's adaptable, but he'll do whatever is needed. And so Eccleston will say exterminate and kill the last of Dalek.
He doesn't care.
And Tennant will kill whatever he needs to and save whoever he needs to, even in a fixed point in time, like from the Waters of Mars.
That's right.
And then Matt Smith rips Vincent van Gogh
From
out of his
own
timeline, shows him
Yep.
paintings that he hasn't painted yet. So that's a wibbly-wobbly timey-wimey. Did Vincent create those paintings or copy those paintings?
Interesting thought.
It's one of those things, but it's still being true to the show.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you cannot just deny everything that came before you. You can't. You have to be true to that. The Doctor is still the Doctor.
Well,
He changes, he gets a different personality, but he's still the Doctor.
well, what if you don't like what came before you? You know, what if it just doesn't, tickle your fancy?
Well, maybe that's why they chose John Hurt,
Maybe so.
because it just hurts on what that part of the Doctor was.
Lousy pain.
Yeah,
I don't like pain. Whether it's emotional or physical, I just don't like pain.
I don't either.
That's good.
I want to avoid pain at any cost.
Well, that's why we drink a Titus.
I'm almost finished my TARDIS.
I'm going to take another sip.
I'm gonna. Well, I was going to finish my TARDIS, but now I have to talk while you're drinking your TARDIS.
Well, I took a sip. Go ahead and take yours.
Okay, what are you going to play a clip?
No, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you to our host. What is it? Would he be considered a producer? I mean,
Yes.
Well, yeah, because a couple of weeks ago he did a good job helping us out with the show.
He did a fantastic job.
He did a great job.
A brilliant job.
Yes.
Geronimo.
So, thank you, Mr. Parker. We really, really, really ridiculously appreciate it. And if anybody's interested in obtaining their own server, whether it's for memory purposes or actually he is looking for people to kind of host their own radio show online like the two of us goofballs do. So you go to ASAP.
Another Doctor Who show?
Well, I said like ours, not exactly like it.
Oh,
I mean,
oh.
it could be any type of topic.
They could play music.
They could play music. They could talk about cheeseburgers, sandwiches, ice cream, pizza.
Ooh, oh, dude.
We had pizza earlier. It was good.
I had pizza. Now I'm hungry all over again. You're talking about cheeseburgers and ice cream.
I'm not hungry. I'm full.
Oh, man. I'm not hungry either, but I could go for some cheeseburgers and ice cream.
Together, like a cheeseburger, ice cream?
A cheese cream? An ice burger?
An ice burger. Frozen burger. That's great.
I've never eaten one of those.
No.
And I never will again.
So it's ASAPCPU.com. You go there and you can talk to that guy and he'll tell you what to do. Because that's what he did for us. He just told us what to do.
Yeah, he was talking to me the other night.
What'd he say?
He asked me, he's getting caught up. He is not
Yes, he is. He is a
well
Whovian,
caught up Whovian.
but he's doing good.
He's still a new Whovian, but he's catching up
So
fairly quickly.
He's a Nubian.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yes. Now, he has just made it into Tenant. I think he's in season 6.
I thought you said he just watched The Big Bang.
No, that was somebody else.
That was somebody else.
That was Josh.
The Josh who gave us the fish
No,
fingers?
not Fish Fingers Josh.
I love fish fingers and cuss.
Fish Fingers Josh is a great guy.
Yeah.
This is another Josh, a Josh that I work with.
Oh, so it's a guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
Was this the guy who started off with Blink and then was just jumping to random episodes?
No. This is some weird dude. That's some weird dude that I just work with.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a different one.
Yeah.
Josh.
All right.
So, yeah, he...
Can I call him Josue? Because that's Josh in Spanish. I just get a kick out of calling people by a name in Spanish.
Call him whatever you want.
I don't even know him, but thanks for watching the show, Josue.
Yeah, exactly. So, where were we now? You really took us off subject there.
That's the focal point of the show.
But I had a point.
All right, you were talking about Josh.
I had a point. No,
and
but
he just got into Tenant.
No, before that.
I thought this we were talking about was
You
Tenant.
totally derailed my train of thought.
All right. Well,
My train of thought has skipped the tracks. Or jumped the tracks.
Jump the shack? I don't know where that came
I'm not sure I'm familiar with that phrase.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking
I
about...
thought you were going to say, don't worry, I will use small words so you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon. I have no idea what we're talking about now. Oh, no. Asa. Asa getting caught up on the show. That's
There
what
we
we're
go.
caught up on. Okay. He was telling me the other night, he was saying, which one do you like better? Tennant or Smith? And I said Tennant. And he said, good. Because, I produced that show. I make that show. If you didn't say Smith, I could just, or he said, if you said Smith, I could just stop your show. Wow. I don't care, Asa. I'm going to like whoever I want to like.
Did so you're saying he threatened to shut our show off?
I don't know that it was a
Dude,
real threat.
Asa, no. You know you like the
Everybody
show.
has their favorites. There's people out there that likes Matt Smith better than
There are some
David
people,
Tennant.
and there are people who like Eccleston better than these other two.
I know people that love Eccleston. And don't get me wrong, I love all the different aspects of the Doctor, but Tennant just spoke to me.
Turn our show off.
No, you can't turn our show off.
Well, he probably could.
Well, he could, but we'd go somewhere else. And
That is true.
He wouldn't want that.
No, I don't want that. I
I don't
happen
want
to like
that.
it.
No, I like it here.
Asa's a
Asa
good
does
guy.
very good with us.
Yeah, he does wicked good.
So, as long as he's not trying to influence our thoughts.
I've had people try to do that, and I didn't like it.
It must be easy, huh?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You think this, Lucas.
I do think that.
There you go. See, he thinks it now. I didn't even tell him what he thinks. He already agrees with me.
Exactly. What?
What?
I don't know.
Huh?
Exactly.
Really? I don't know. You
All right.
truly have a dizzying intellect.
Where was I? Oh, Australia!
I watched that this week. I can never tire of The Princess
love
Bride.
The Princess Bride.
Oh man! All right, what's our next clip? We gotta show another clip. Just pick something and.
Just pick something. How about this one? This is the beginning of the
Ooh.
episode. That actually is the first. It's one of the first mentionings of what's it called?
Bad
Bad
Wolf.
Wolf.
Bad
So,
Wolf.
You
Here
might
we
be,
go.
We might be. Yeah, I can't talk now. So go ahead and listen.
Bad Wolf 1 descending. Bad Wolf 1 descending.
On behalf of all of us, I want to wish you a very happy birthday, sir. And the President Call conveys personal best wishes.
The president is 10 points down. I want him replaced.
I don't think that's very wise, sir.
Thank you so much for your opinion. You're fired. Get rid of him. Wipe his memory. Put him on the road someplace. Memphis, Minneapolis. Somewhere beginning with M.
All right, so we stop there and we go to
Somewhere starting with M.
Yep, and now he gets reversed on himself.
Well, it's amazing. You know, again, we had the mention of Bad Wolf, but then now we're introduced to Van Staten. He's very powerful. He wants to change the president. And as we've mentioned earlier, it is 2012 in this episode. Who is the president he wants replaced?
Oh, wow.
Obama. He wants
Wow.
Obama in this election year replaced. But Obama was not replaced.
No.
Why?
Here's why.
What's our next clip?
It's this woman
Ooh.
type person.
Maria Goddard.
Okay, I didn't know that's what her name was.
When he just fired an assistant, he didn't like what he said. He said, replace the president. He says, I don't think that's a good idea. Boom, you're gone. Go to someplace with an M. This one, Maria Goddard steps up and takes the place of the new assistant. But by the end of the episode, a mere few hours later,
Yep.
Here's what she does.
Exactly.
So where's the English kid?
Sir, I bought 10 more
You're playing the same clip.
Mr. Van Staten.
Bring him on. Let me see him.
Sir, with respect, there's something more urgent. We are
That's the wrong clip.
Go to the next one. There it is.
This is it.
I don't think so. No, it's still too early. Where is it? Not that
No,
one.
Not that one.
Not that
Oh,
one.
Not that one. This one.
This one. Here it is.
Yeah, we found it.
Yay. We know what we're doing.
No, we don't. Maybe we.
What the hell are you doing?
200 personnel dead, and all because of you, sir. Take him away, wipe his memory, and leave him by the road someplace.
You can't do this to me. I am Henry Van Staten.
And by tonight, Henry Van Staten will be a homeless, brainless junkie living on the streets of San Diego, Seattle, Sacramento. Someplace beginning with S.
Someplace beginning with S. So she takes over. She goes from being someone in the background. I mean, obviously in that crew that was following him, so somewhat important, to being able to take the place as his number one assistant, to taking his place. She stages a coup. She takes over.
A coup?
A coup.
Like the noise a pigeon makes?
C-O-U-P.
Oh,
A coup.
I always thought that was coop.
That would be what you put chickens in,
Not like a
to
car?
use your bird reference.
What bird?
Pigeons.
Oh, I did say pigeons.
Coup. Yes, remember what you said 10 seconds ago. I think you are done that, TARDIS.
Yes.
Wow.
I am finished my TARDIS.
So now you have Goddard replacing Van Staten, but just as ruthless, sending him someplace. Was that for his benefit that she was doing that, or is that what she's going to do? We have no reference from this company further on in Doctor Who as we know it. But their fake website does have some references to Bad Wolf,
Right.
and they also sell silver bullets, which we all know kills werewolves.
Wow, that's interesting.
So, I mean, it's interestingly placed and well thought out of the fake websites in case you go to the fake websites that are on their computer screens.
Okay. Are you trying to say that... Okay, I know there's a web page for the guy Clive from the episode Rose, the new introduction to Doctor Who, but are you saying that there's basically actual websites connected to this episode? Is that what you're telling me?
Maybe.
Should I look it up?
Maybe you should.
Alrighty then.
Look it up if you want.
What am I looking up?
The name of the company.
I don't know what's the name of it.
Oh, I can't remember. Gen something.
Well,
GEN.
I'm not looking that up.
Exactly. You have to do it on your own time.
I will do it
bucko.
on my own time.
Yes. Do it on your own time.
Exactly.
So, whether it's just through screenshots, I don't know. I didn't really check. Whether it's through screenshots or whether it's through like another fake website that's set up for people who watch the show religiously and notice all these little Easter eggs.
I don't think I watch it religiously, but I do love this show.
You watch it ridiculously.
I do. I watched because I watched this episode and the Confidential episode earlier today.
I didn't watch the Confidential, but I did watch this episode.
It was actually quite interesting because the Confidentials are short. They're only like it might be a half hour.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't realize that.
And a lot of them are on YouTube. Now,
On YouTube? That's nice. Maybe I will watch them.
Oh, there you go.
Hmm.
So the thing is, like, if you go to watchseries.lt, they actually have a full listing of all the Doctor Who Confidential
Ooh,
episodes.
Really?
Because I mean, you can go there and you can click on the link for the episode, but if you don't have, like, I think it's called DivX or DVX. It's a certain basically video player.
Okay.
If you don't have it, a lot of those links don't work for the Confidential episodes.
Okay.
But it does have them all listed. So if you're looking it up and you're trying to find, a particular Confidential episode, then having the name of the episode actually helps you more so find it to be able to watch it than just kind of looking it up randomly based on the different episodes. What are you looking at? What are you looking at?
Ale made from sorghum and corn extract.
What made from what?
Sorghum.
Saga?
SARGHUM.
Sorghum?
Sorghum.
All right.
And corn extract. This is a gluten-free beer.
I don't even know what gluten is.
Gluten's bad.
Oh,
You
so
don't want
say,
gluten in your beer.
So you say. I don't even know what it is.
Not sorghum, sorghum.
I thought
Wait.
I typed in sorghum.
Oh, maybe it is sorghum. I don't know.
Oh, sorghum. Okay. It's a genus of numerous species of grasses.
Well, most beer is from wheat, so yeah, that makes sense.
I
guess it's sorghum. Sorry, people.
One of which is raised for grain, and many of which are used as fodder plants, either cultivated or as part of pasture. The plants are cultivated in warmer climates worldwide. Species are native to tropical and subtropical regions of all continents, in addition to the Southwest Pacific and Australasia.
Blah, blah,
What?
blah.
What? Did they just combine Australia and Asia into one new
This went from
continent?
beer to being non-interesting. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm trying to figure this out now. We're on Wikipedia, everyone, and we're looking this information up on sorghum, and they have it. It's supposed to be just Australia, but they've got it like Australia and Asia. Is that an actual place?
Australasia.
Australasia?
Yes.
So are they like
That's a real place.
Asian?
It's like Central America. It's not North America. It's not South America. It's Central America. It's not Australia. It's not Asia. It's Australasia.
So they're Asian Aborigines?
I don't know. I don't know who lives there.
Oh, well,
It's these andropogeny.
The tribe of
Andropogeny. Yeah.
The tribe of big blue stem and sugarcane.
Mm.
I like blue. TARDIS blue.
Blue stem? Is that like a blue straw like I have in my TARDIS?
Maybe so.
I don't know.
Wow, we get off topic a lot, but this is actually kind of boring, so I'm going to close this Wikipedia
Yes,
page.
I was drinking a beer, and it's a gluten-free beer.
Is it? How is it? Is it all right?
It's okay.
Not great? Mediocre?
It's not bad. It tastes like beer.
Well, I mean,
It just has no gluten. But I'm not really sure what the flavor of gluten is.
I don't know.
What flavor of gluten do you like?
I don't even know what gluten is. I don't know. Do you know? Do you know?
Yes.
Well, what is
bad for you?
That's
It's
not
bad. It's bad.
That is not what gluten is.
Gluten. It's gonna stay on the lip. I
It's-
don't want to tip it too much because I'll pour out my beer.
And I don't want you to ruin my keyboard or the only microphone we have. We actually went out and bought a second microphone, and it shut everything down, where we couldn't hear anything on our computer and our system here in our wonderful box-filled studio, which will be changing next week. Hopefully,
We're getting a new studio.
We're getting a new studio. Hopefully, things will be up and running by then. But what was I saying?
You were making fun of my beer.
No, I was saying I don't want you pouring it on my keyboard.
I'm not going to pour it on your keyboard. I'm going to pour it down my throat.
Well, that's better than my keyboard.
Yes.
All right, then. So we're going to play another clip.
What's the next clip?
This one's called Intruder Window.
Intruder window.
Intruder Window.
That sounds like a Jeff Foxworthy redneck word.
Probably so.
Intruder.
Intruder Window.
Where's the English kid?
Sir, I bought 10 more artifacts at auction, Mr. Van Staten.
Bring him on. Let me see him.
Sir, with respect, there's something more urgent. We arrested 2 intruders 53 floors down. We don't know how they got in.
I'll tell you how they got in. In through the window. In through the window. That was funny.
Yeah, Intruder Window was funny. I'm laughing.
I think I read somewhere, I read a lot of stuff this week and watched a lot of stuff this week, but I think I read somewhere during Tennant's stint as the Doctor, they mention Intruder Window again.
Really?
So I'll have to look that up, see if I can find that, and we'll make a reference to that in a further episode if it is in fact true. So
Well, we'll get to that eventually because we're watching everything from the beginning, which is
That's
such
right.
a good idea.
it is a good idea because we don't have Doctor Who on right now,
It's so sad.
and I will get what's that word when you don't have something?
Sober?
No, like when you're addicted to what makes you non-sober. What's it called?
Not drunk?
No, withdrawal.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I've drank too much, maybe. I can't think of withdrawal. Okay, anyway, I will
Anyways.
have Doctor Who withdrawal
Yeah,
if I don't have it. So it's great that we're watching some old episodes, and then again this one where it just seemed to touch on so much from the name of the Doctor. It's just fantastic.
really
It was
did. It was
brilliant.
great.
I loved it,
I love this show. I love it. It's fantastically wonderful.
and I really, really miss Eccleston. I'm so sad that I hear that he's not going to be in the 50th.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping it's some kind of ruse. Because as Moffat has said, he is only mentioning... What?
Oh.
Did you just catch what the word was?
Yes.
Okay, Joey. Joey Tribbiani next to me, folks. It's not Lucas. It's Joey Tribbiani. He just nods and laughs when he doesn't understand. So... Eccleston, I would like to believe, is in the episode, and as Stephen Moffat has mentioned, that they're only talking about who is mentioned and who is shown in outside clips, in the outside tapings. What?
I can't stop laughing.
Oh boy.
This happens
This
every
is a
week.
weekly occurrence.
So what?
Let's
I
play
like-
a clip while you calm down.
All right, fine. We'll play
Boy.
this clip. They haven't said anything yet.
They're gonna.
Stupid feedback.
They don't know what this is. Equipment.
Delicate.
It's a musical instrument.
It's a musical instrument. And it's a long way from home. Here, let me. I did say delicate. It reacts to the smallest fingerprint. Needs precision. Very good. Quite the expert. As are you. Who exactly are you? I'm the Doctor, and who are you? Like you don't know. We're hidden away with the most valuable collection of extraterrestrial artifacts in the world, and you just stumbled in by mistake. Pretty much sums me up, yeah.
Question is, how did you get in?
53 floors down.
With your little cat burglar accomplice. Quite a collector yourself. She's rather pretty.
She's gonna smack you if you keep calling her she.
She's English, too. Hey, little Lord Fauntleroy, got you a girlfriend.
This is Mr. Henry Van Staten.
And easy when he's at home.
Mr. Van Staten owns the internet.
Don't be stupid, no one owns the internet.
And let's just keep the whole world thinking that way, right, kids?
So you're just about an expert in everything except the things in your museum. Anything you don't understand, you lock up.
And you claim greater knowledge?
I don't need to make claims. I know how good I am.
And yet I captured you. Right next to the cage. What were you doing down there?
You tell me.
The cage contains my one living specimen.
And what's that?
Like you don't know.
Show me.
You want to see it?
Blimey, you can smell the testosterone.
Goddard, inform the cage. We're heading down. You, English, look after the girl. Go and canoodle or spoon or whatever it is you British do.
That's a great
Canoodle
line.
or spoon.
I love that scene. I
Canoodle
love
or spoon. No one owns the internet. There was a lot of good things in that
And
little
the
clip.
doctor really poured it out, saying, he's like, no, I don't have to explain. I know how good I am.
Exactly.
That was awesome.
And he showed up right near the cage, which is where they're keeping the Dalek, because he was homed in on that distress signal.
Exactly.
So, yeah, just a great little there. That, Van Staten is so powerful, and powerful people know. They absolutely know beyond the shadow of a doubt that everyone knows exactly who they are.
I wish I knew who I was sometimes.
And I'm ignoring that. Sorry. You're not getting me off subject now. The Doctor has no idea who he is.
No,
And
he
so-
never does what. Close to his regeneration, he never knows fully exactly who he is.
No, I meant he doesn't know who Van Staten is.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't know why he's there. Why? Because the TARDIS doesn't take him where he wants to go.
Takes it where he needs to go.
Ooh, so why did he need to go to a Dalek?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was some sort of connection to that with the other encounters that they had. That eventually it kind of, ended up being towards where they were programmed to forget who he was.
Interesting. I think it's because it shows him how much he needs Rose.
He always
How much he
needs
needs
a
a
good
companion.
Wow, we just had a reversal. You said companion,
So
and
what?
I said companion.
So what?
It just
Companion.
So-
Doesn't matter.
Just saying. I don't know why I said.
Ah.
Yeah, I really.
It doesn't
wish
matter.
this
He
thing-
needs to have someone with him. And Rose has no history with the Daleks. So she can see it for what it is. Something that is caged, something that is tortured, something that is alone, something that is the last of its kind. Why should the Doctor not feel at one with this creature?
That's true.
Rose doesn't understand. Now, the Doctor has that history, and he's trying to explain to Rose, and she's trying to explain to him, and it shows the Doctor that he doesn't have to be this rough and tough, angry, mean exterior. He needs to go back to who he is.
Right.
And it's just, that's why I think the TARDIS brought him here. Not to pick up Adam, as we'll find out in the next few episodes.
No, just one episode. He only appears in one more. Thankfully, because he wasn't that great of a companion.
No, he was not.
No. But
He was pretty pathetic.
yes.
He was like your Biff from Back to the Future. He was just looking out for his own needs.
Biff and his backwards lines of "Let's make like a tree and get out of here."
It's leave. Make like a tree and leave. You sound so stupid when you get it wrong. Says old Biff to young Biff.
Oh man, funny stuff. So yeah, based on what you were just saying about, what were you saying about? We said talking about the Dalek and Rose.
I think the TARDIS brought the Doctor here to show him how much he needs Rose or
Yes.
any companion.
Well,
He needs someone human to give him that perspective.
and to
He
keep him in
needs
line.
that.
Yes, and he needs to be kept in line because otherwise, like we viewed earlier tonight, he would have just pulled out a gun and shot the Dalek, given
That
it
was
no
a
chance.
huge gun.
Yeah, exactly. And you could see the emotion on his face, not just in what he spoke and how he couldn't get his words out like me on occasion, but basically he was at the point where he just didn't know what to do. He didn't know what decision to make at this point.
Yeah, because he was so conflicted from his past.
Right.
I mean,
Right,
he
exactly.
doesn't know who he is at this point. I don't think he's really truly new in his regeneration cycle at this point. I think
No.
he's just been stumbling around. I think he's been roaming around figuring out what to do and where to go, and he's shown up all over the place as we got from that from the internet. Well, I still can't remember his name. Clive?
Clive, yeah.
From Clive.
Because Clive said he had one close companion.
Right.
Death.
And so you had the Doctor. It didn't show anybody with him. I think the Doctor was jumping around for, who knows? I mean, Matt Smith did it for like 100 or 200 years.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows how long Eccleston has lived as the Doctor.
That's true.
But I think he's not really coming into, he's still running around. He's still stopping stuff. Go back to Rose, the episode Rose.
Mm-hmm.
He's still there to stop the plastic men, to stop the Nestian consciousness.
Consciousness.
Yes, consciousness. But he's not looking for a companion.
No.
He meets Rose. Great to meet you. Run for your life.
Yep.
Just go on, do your own thing. I'm going to do mine. I'm on my own now. He's very mad at who he is.
But when he saw Rose's ability, he couldn't deny it. He had to accept it, and that's when he said, "Would you like to come along? Oh, by the way, it also travels in time."
Yeah. Or in this episode where he thinks he sends her to her death and then lets her out the next time because he says, I already let her go once. I can't do it again. So he's willing to let out the Dalek because he can't let Rose go again. He's forming that attachment, and as we know, eventually turned into love for Rose.
Yeah, exactly. And right now we're going to see, we will see, the people listening in will listen to Rose getting a little bit of an attachment to the Dalek.
Oh, yeah.
So, good stuff. Listen in.
Mr. Van Statten. Don't get too close.
If you like white women.
Hello? Are you in pain? My name's Rose Tyler. I've got a friend he can help. He's called the Doctor. What's your name?
Yes,
What?
I am in pain. They torture me, but still they fear me. Do you fear me?
No.
I am dying.
No, we can help.
I welcome death, but I am glad that before I die, I met a human who was not afraid.
Isn't there anything I can do?
My race is dead. I shall die alone.
Rose, no!
Genetic material extrapolated in.
Okay, so there it is.
Yep.
There it is.
So she gets sucked in by her care, her concern for this creature that's been trapped and tortured.
And now now the Dalek takes on her emotions.
Right.
Emotions.
Because it is absorbing from her DNA and using it to regenerate.
Yeah.
He mentioned it was dying. It's no longer dying by the end of the episode. It has regenerated. You can see it from the outward appearance of the Dalek. It goes from that old, rusted, heap-looking junk to this bright gold, new-looking Dalek. But it also gets itself a new personality. And it truly has regenerated. It is something else now. It's no longer Dalek. And Rose still just thinks in the fairy tale happily ever after endings that, the Doctor is going to help everybody and everything's going to be great. And that's not how it's going to be. But she still wants to help. And because she had that touch, that connection with the Dalek, it becomes more like her, and it starts to change. It becomes similar to her. It still feels like a Dalek, but it's starting to get that Rose.
But it doesn't want it. The Dalek doesn't like the fact that it's now part human.
No. And
It hates it.
that's what the Doctor uses to kill it.
Yeah.
It uses the Dalek side of it to want to destroy the Rose side of it. But it uses the Rose side of it to understand that the Dalek side of it wants to exterminate the Rose side of it.
That's confusing.
That's wibbly wobbly.
I feel wibbly wobbly right now.
Yes. So that was a really great thing. But Rose, you really get to see her compassion, her care, her concern. She so much that she touches it. It's that feeling, that want to connect with the being there. It's a robot.
Yeah.
And yet it's a metal exterior, but she touches it. Why? Because that's what humans do. When they show concern for someone else, they
Right.
give them that
And
touch.
Daleks don't touch anybody. They have no emotion. They have no attachment.
Nope. Interestingly enough, side point on the Daleks for this episode,
Yes.
they were designed with Rose Tyler in mind. They were designed so that the eye stalk would be at eye level with
Really?
Rose Tyler.
Very
So
interesting.
the Daleks we have now are all because of Rose.
Oh, thank you, Rose.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. Also, another thing that has changed in the classic Who, there were two people that controlled the Dalek. One person inside, and one person that did the voice.
Yeah, it's still the same.
Three.
Oh, yeah, because now there's
There's
the
a person inside,
the person that does the remote control for the eye stalk,
and the
movement
person
of
that
head.
does the voice.
Right.
Yep.
That's
And
pretty
the
awesome.
person that does the voice is like visually connected with the person that's doing the controls, so that the light will flash
Yeah,
at the right
I remember
time.
seeing that today.
Yep.
He said, "Yeah, see what you're doing. You're messing around with the microphone."
Shut up! I'll drink beer.
So fine, go ahead and drink your beer, and then, well, this is an interesting clip that I think people will like. And
Is it Doctor Who? It doesn't look like Doctor Who.
Well, that doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter. So just listen in.
You didn't say it. You didn't do it. Wouldn't you agree, Your Highness?
A technicality that will shortly be remedied. But first things first. To the death.
No! To the pain.
I don't think I'm quite familiar with that phrase.
I'll explain, and I'll use small words that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon.
That may be the first time in my life a man has dared insult me.
It won't be the last. To the pain means the first thing you lose will be your feet below the ankles.
Okay.
I want to play the whole
We'll
thing.
get
That's
to the whole thing at some point,
great.
but come on, the show's about to wrap up, and we can't deviate too well. Okay, you know what? Our show
If
is
you don't like The Princess Bride, then just stop listening to our show.
there's some people who don't like The Princess Bride, and those people need to be slapped
They're insane.
hard across
Yes.
the face.
And then they need
in
to watch
both
The Princess
directions.
Bride.
Yes, they need to appreciate what true comedy is all about.
I live with 3 roommates, none of which have seen The Princess Bride.
What?
I know.
What?
I know.
What?
It's insane.
That is insane.
It's like, I tried to get Dante to watch it. We started watching it, but he was wicked tired, and he said I'm probably going to fall asleep.
What's the matter with him?
He fell asleep.
Oh, brother.
And I was like, dude,
Give me
I've
a
watched
break.
this movie this morning while I was trying to take care of some very personal information that I had to take care of. But in the background, I'm watching The Princess Bride. And I said, and tonight I'll watch it again with you because it's The Princess Bride.
I
I
think
will
you
watch
should
it
watch
again
it.
and again and again and again and again.
I think you should.
So
It's a great movie. It's a fantastic movie.
Fantastic movie. It is what Doctor Who is to us. It is what you want it to be. Is it a love story? Yes. Is it comedy?
Yes.
Yes. Is it serious? Yes.
Yes.
Is it adventure?
Of course.
Yes. And it's one of those things that I first watched as a child.
Yeah,
The
I
Princess
saw it when I
Bride.
was a child too.
And yet it translates well to adulthood.
yeah.
You can still watch it as an adult, and it's not like, what is this cheesy movie I watched as a kid? And you're not connecting with it as your kid self. You can connect with it on an adult level,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. It's great writing.
Exactly.
Rob Reiner, awesome.
That's who wrote it?
Yep,
Did not know that.
Meathead
Meathead? What is Meathead?
from All in the Family.
Oh,
He was Meathead.
I did not
That is
know
the
that.
director of The Princess Bride.
Wow. See? Now
Rob
that's
Reiner.
that's what makes our show great. Not only do we talk about the best show on television, not only are we out of our minds completely and make people, we make ourselves laugh. I don't know if we make other people laugh. I think we do, because my wife says she laughs at
This
us.
reminds me of cricket. Sorry, the
What?
last time I've had this, I ate a cricket.
I don't like crickets. I don't like crickets. I don't like the bugs. I don't like the fact that they're cooked, seasoned, and thrown in a box for people to buy, to consume, and then digest later. It's disgusting.
I'm getting more.
I don't.
I'm gonna get more crickets. You are going to eat a
I
cricket.
am not going to eat a cricket.
You, sir, are going to eat a cricket.
There is no chance that I'm going to eat a cricket.
I will tie you up and hold you down and force feed you crickets.
I will kick you in the nads.
You will be tied
If-
down. You won't be able to kick me.
No! Dude, I'm not a small guy. I will kick and then kick again with my other leg. And I don't even know what that means. But I'm going to make sure it hurts if you try to put a cricket near my mouth.
You are eating a cricket.
I'm not eating
You're
a cricket.
eating a cricket.
Ah! That's it for us, folks, tonight. We've given you an hour. We're dumb. We're stupid. We're idiots. And we're Doctor Who fans, and we've brought you
Absolutely.
an hour of Bost-Whovians radio. And next week we'll be back. What's it called? It's the long game next week, right?
Ooh, the long game.
Yes.
Another Star Trek reference.
Yes, it is. So we're looking forward to that. Please listen in. Go to our website.
And
we don't even have a website yet. We have to do that. We have to get
no,
a website.
we're working on it. But go check us out on Facebook.
Yes, go to Facebook.
Bost-Whovians.
B-O-S-T, Whovians.
Hyphen Whovians.
Yes.
W-H-O-V-I-A-N-S.
There you go. Something like that.
I threw in a few extra letters there.
That doesn't matter, because once you get to Bost and hyphen,
You're going to get
W-H-O,
Bost-Whovians.
You're not going to get anybody else.
Anybody else is going to be ripping off of us. You're going to find us.
There is nobody else. We're unique.
There's Bostonian Whovians.
That's not the same.
That's not the same. We're so much better than them.
We're great.
We are fantastic.
We are
wicked
awesome.
Brilliant. We are wicked awesome.
Yes, we are. So that's it for us tonight.
Until next week.
Wibbly wobbly.
Timey-wimey.
And
Try.
Duplicate tonight.
I wasn't finished. The next thing you lose will be your left eye, followed by your right.
And then my ears, I understand. Let's get on with it.
Wrong! Your ears you keep, and I'll tell you why. So that every shriek of every child at seeing your hideousness will be yours to cherish. Every babe that weeps at your approach, every woman who cries out, "Dear God, what is that thing?" will echo in your perfect ears. That is what the pain means. It means I leave you in anguish, wallowing in freakish misery forever.